What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Scalp Solutions podcast. I am your host, David Santiago, and today my guest is Jeff Picasso. What's going on, my brother?
What's up? What's up, Dave? Thanks for having me on the show. I've been trying to do the show with you for a while now, but you're super busy. You know, can't even fit me in.
It's me
Super
or it's
busy.
you. Speaking of, look, where you at right now?
I'm in Spain right now.
You in Spain? What are you doing in Spain? What's going on in Spain?
So I decided to go to Europe and just check it out because I needed a vacation. So I'm here right now, but at the same time, Masoud and Ivan are doing a training in France. After our training in France, we're gonna meet up with Tony in Amsterdam. So I'm making a whole 10-day trip here, having fun, enjoying, relaxing a little bit, and setting my next move, what I'm gonna do next.
You working on that next move, huh? You trying to be Mr. Worldwide? When you say Tony, you talking about Tony Abagnato from Italy? You guys meeting up where? In Amsterdam?
Yeah. We're gonna meet him up. I'm gonna meet him up in Amsterdam.
All right. So this whole trip, this is all SMP, right? This is all business related.
That and real estate.
That and real estate. Okay.
Involved.
All right. We'll tap in with the whole SMP aspect and how you got to the level where you're at now, obviously, where you're traveling the world, hosting events and training.
Yeah, well, I don't even see me and my potential that people think I'm at. I still have a long way to go. I haven't even got started. I want to do much more than SMP. SMP is just a stepping stone to get me to a bigger audience. So I see it totally different.
Okay, all right, and we'll come back into that. But first, let's start off with how you originally came across, like, what got you, your attention to SMP? What was that?
So before SMP, I used to be a barber. So I used to live in Chicago. I'm from Chicago, South Side, and anybody that's from Chicago knows who I am. So growing up in Chicago, it's just been it's the best way to explain it. It's you can't teach what I learned in Chicago in a book, so living through those experiences as a youngin, seeing like my barbers like wake up dead in the car just from smoking some laced drugs, my barbers having guns in the barber shops because people come in trying to jack you on Christmas. So people pulling guns, like guns is like candy in Chicago. You could get it like a heart, like it's nothing. So growing up in a rough area and knowing all the people that are bad people to other people but good people to me, I felt like violence and all that crazy shit was normal. It was normal. Right now people are tripping because they seem like the world is over, like people, like it's like crazy right now, right? But that is normal to me back in Chicago 10-20 years ago. Like, so what's happening now is like it's nothing, but like I said, growing up in Chicago, I always wanted to get out of Chicago because I didn't want to live and die in Chicago like everybody I knew did, and cutting hair was the first move that I did. I used to do mortgages. I got the background in management and how to think a little clearly aside from being an artist and do the business side of it. Because I used to own a mortgage company and I used to do real estate prior to barbering.
Okay.
After high school, no college.
Got you. Okay. So you were doing mortgages, mortgage brokerage, and then you became a barber. And then how'd you come across SMP?
Yeah. So when I came across SMP, I seen it online, and then I I figured okay, let me get it done. But all of the SMP was being done in the UK at that moment.
So when you
So
say being done, I'm sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. Being done, you were looking at it from a perspective as a client originally.
correct.
Got you. Okay. So you went to the UK?
No, so I wasn't gonna go to the UK because it wasn't that serious. So I got it done in the USA, um, and then I fell in love with it, and then I bumped into Bryce Cleveland in Arizona, and Joe Taylor, and that's how it started for me in Arizona. I happened to move to Arizona. That's another story, and here I am now.
So that's what, so you originally started. All right. So you got the procedure done and then you met Joe Taylor, Bryce Cleveland. Are they the ones that performed the procedure on you, or those are the guys that you just came up under?
No, my procedure was done by Mike from Hairline Inc.
Okay, got you. Awesome. All right. So
He did it, and then it faded, and then I had it retouched by artist I know.
okay, got you. So then how soon after you got your procedure done did you know that this was a career you wanted to pursue?
Um, right away, instantly, because I already knew half of it, and the half was drawing hairlines. You know, I used to be a barber, and I had the idea and the concept of what a fade is, and that was the easy part. The hard part was figuring out the needles, the pigment, and technique.
Got you. And now how long have you been in the SMP industry now?
Um, man, between 7 and 8 years. I always say that, so it might be a little bit more. I'm not sure because I remember um the 8 years is when I moved out of Chicago, and that's how I remember when my career started.
Got you. And how has it been for you so far as an SMP artist? Like, do you see yourself in the industry in the next 5 years?
Oh, of course. Yeah. You know what? I see myself more than 5 years because what I'm doing for SMP is something that's setting a footstep for other artists to do, you know, and more.
So when you let's talk about that. When you say like some of the initiatives that you're taking, you recently had uh, the SMP Expo out in Phoenix, Arizona, which I hosted. Let's talk about that. What made you wake up one day and go, I want to take on this incredibly like insane responsibility of
Yeah.
putting a show together for SMP artists?
It's a long story, but the only reason why I did it is because first of all, nobody was doing anything similar to what I was thinking in the USA. So why not? Second of all, you know, I never done this before, so there was a lot of it was more stressful than anything because uh the why I did it is because Jay Majors was doing a CT Expo, and then I was gonna get a booth, but then I realized, you know what, I'm gonna need more than one booth. I'm gonna need at least three, four, five. And then I'm like, you know what? I think I'm gonna need fucking more than that. So I just decided like this guy's been doing events and he's real successful. So I'm gonna see if I could at least attempt to do something, you know. And you know, I promoted this for 2.5 months, and I did this on my first one during COVID. So it was a lot more meaningful to me that I pulled it off. When I say I mean we, me collectively, you for being the host, and everybody that participated in helping bring the show to where it's at, and also everybody that came to the show. You know, if I could give everybody an award that came to that expo, I would. You know, and I'm thankful.
Got you. And now putting this show together, give me
Mhm.
a failure that you know what? I don't want to throw it around like that. Just a failure, a lesson that you learned with this expo that you now, you wish you knew in advance before you got yourself, into organizing this.
Yeah. So so initially I was the reason why I only promoted it for 2.5 months when I had a 6 month window span is because I was gonna quit. I was gonna say, you know what, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm so busy running my locations in Chicago, Texas, LA, and all this crazy stuff that I'm doing, doing these FYT thing with the needles and mentoring. Uh, I got my daughter. I have to in another state, so it's if I could tell you one thing that when they told me at the Marriott that if you don't do the event, it's going to cost you 80 G's, I'm like, fuck, I got to do it now. So
So let
that's
me
when I
get
did it.
this. So let me get this right, because I overheard the story, like, you talking, like we never really got into it, and this deep into it. So you want to set up the expo, and then at some point you like, no way, this is too much. I got too much going on. I want to pull out. The hotel now
Yeah.
tells you, hey, they pretty much gave you an ultimatum. Hey, you either go with this or you have to pay $80,000.
Yeah. Yeah. They're like, and they're like this, tomorrow we're going to send you the bill from our attorney that it's going to be 80 G's if you cancel. So I had no choice but to do it. I'm not going to pay 80,000 and not even attempt to do something. So that's when I'm like, all right, I got 2 months left. I gotta hurry the fuck up and do this.
Got you. And now since then, I mean, you pulled it off, right? You got us all together. I From my opinion, I think it was successful. Little hiccups, but that's expected. It's the first time you on a time crunch, but overall it was a great show. But you already announced for your next one. So like my question to you is, because you never had this conversation, was, is this going to be an annual thing? Like, how often are you looking to do these shows? Because obviously when we spoke, you told me like this is what you now want to do. You want to be the face of these shows, getting the artists together, doing some awards, competitions, etc.
Mm-hmm. No, this is when people assume that I'm doing an annual thing. It was never annual. If I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna keep coming every 6 months. Annual is a thing of the past for me. I'm trying to do stuff differently. So the way I have mine, that's gonna be in April in Cancun, and the reason why I picked Cancun is because I already did USA. I want to keep it going and see if I could do it in a different country and keep going and going. I travel all the time and I've been to several countries, and I think it'll be even more successful in a Tulum, Mexico, Cancun environment.
Yeah, no, I think that's going to be amazing. I think I seen some locations that you guys been scouting, and I think it's going to be amazing. I want to backtrack a little bit because I want to get back to your come up on
Mhm.
SMP. We'll be able to talk about like the award shows. I think we could do that for another segment too, to bring some more awareness to it as we get closer to it. But
Yes,
with
sir.
SMP, in regards to SMP, what's a pet peeve of yours right now that you see in the industry that doesn't really fly with you?
Um, you know what? I don't chime in on forums. I don't really talk about what other people are doing. I really don't even, to tell you the truth, I don't pay attention to what other people are doing. Because if I pay attention to what other people are doing, first of all, I'm not gonna. I got so much on my plate that everybody's trying to make it. So more power to everyone that's doing their own thing. I really don't even, to tell you the truth, honestly, I really don't pay attention to what other people are doing.
Okay, got you. So there's no pet peeve that
Because
you know about. Okay. I
because
respect that.
look, because I'm gonna be honest with you. If I had a pet peeve and I had something again, or not against, but something I didn't agree with, then um I would probably wouldn't have done it, because I would have focused on it so much and so much, and I would have stopped doing it. Like, let me give you an example. When people said that the pink FYT needle is a dud, it's not going to work, and And look what happened. If I would have just listened to the pet peeve of people talking shit, I wouldn't be where I'm at. Second thing, the online training, people were talking shit, you know, the SMP Expo. People when people talk shit, it's I need more of that, because that's what fuels me. If you don't say nothing, then I probably won't do nothing. So if you keep talking, I'm gonna keep going. So I think that's what makes me who I am. So in a sense, I love people that talk shit.
Got you. All right. So you brought up, you know, FYT. How talk to us about your involvement with that, because I don't even know, how'd you even come. I know one day you just called me up and you were like, I'm gonna send you a
Yeah.
needle. I saw it was from FYT and it had SMP on the box. I tried them out, gave you feedback, but how'd you even come about that? How did
Yeah.
collaboration transpire?
Yeah. So before this pink FYT story happened, I was always using FYT prior to this, to me even being on the pro team and stuff like that. I would use them when they had a smoked colored gray one, right? And I would
Yeah.
always use it. And then they came out with the green emeralds, I think, and then I was using the green emeralds. But the green emeralds were not how they are now. They used to look different. But I was always supporting it. And one day, I was at a expo in Miami, and I got approached by FYT, and they told me a proposition. They told me, you know, like, what do you think? Blah 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 blah. And I'm like, let's do it.
Make it happen.
And this is back when this happened. I was in right before COVID. What is it, 2019 December, in China, Shanghai. I was there right before COVID, designing
Gotcha.
and working on it. So when COVID hit, I was already flying back, and we are already in the process of making this needle. So when it dropped during COVID, I was already working on my next project, instead of just being locked up and not doing anything during the first couple months of COVID. That's when I launched it, and when it hit the industry.
Got you. And when you originally introduced it to the industry, I vividly remember, you know, every now and then I'll go into like the forums, you know what I mean, just to touch down, see what they got cooking, what's the flavor of the month. I remember
Mhm.
you pretty much getting bashed for these needles, and it was kind of like there was no, I don't think the people in the industry had any faith in the you know, in the product. How does that
Yeah.
make you feel fast forward to today? Because you know they've now become, you know, like an industry go-to, and one of the industry, I mean, we don't have many, but they're up there with, you know, all the other you know, manufacturers
Um,
and providers. So how does that make you feel knowing that you went from like, man, get out of here, you know, you just put a SMP on a box or whatever, and that doesn't really
yeah.
make it mean industry specific.
It's after doing it so many times in different aspects of my life, I'm already used to this kind of road. So I'm not shocked anymore. I was shocked maybe like 10 years ago when I was doing shit in the barber world. But I knew that the needle was gonna do good, because I do SMP, and I use a bunch of different needles, and I know to my liking, I knew this needle was gonna do good. It just had to reach the masses.
Got you. You know, I not saying that I doubt it, because I know you. I mean, for people that don't know, listeners that don't know, Jeff was my initial trainer. You know, I went from YouTube videos and working on a couple of a couple of ads, and then I was like, you know what, let me get some a real training done, and I did my 3-day fundamentals training with Jeff, and this was, we were talking about over 4 years ago, and I've known you since then to be, you operate at 120 miles per hour, bro. I know you know that about yourself. And I know that that's why you're always moving on to something new and always trying to innovate stuff for the industry. And I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, because we've also spoken offline aside from SMP. Like, we are entrepreneurs, and that's just, when you have an entrepreneurial spirit, that's what you do. But I say that to ask, what, at what point do you think you go, all right, you know what, I'm done trying to be a
Yeah.
trendsetter for the industry?
Yeah. That's a great question. I ask myself that question every day. Every day I ask my question. I'm like, why do I even do this? I don't have to do this anymore. I don't have to do SMP. I don't have to be an artist anymore. Um, I don't have to stress myself out anymore, because the position I'm in right now, I don't have to work. To tell you the truth, I don't have to do anything. I don't have to work because I got the stuff that's coming in, residual, that I don't have to. I don't have to work. I guess I do this because I like being in the position I'm in, where sort of like the underdog, and working and making something happen. That's my purpose. I'd rather have that as a purpose and helping people out, than having no purpose and being, let's just say, rich and retired. Then I wouldn't I wouldn't feel like I've done what I was meant to do. So this position I'm in, I like it, no matter if I'm 100 million rich or nothing. It's just it's a high. It's like a high I'm catching. When you try to do something, me personally, and make it successful, and you catch a high, right?
Yeah.
It feels good. It feels good. But when it feels good, it doesn't feel good for so long. It feels good for me about 30 minutes. And then I'm
You're
like,
looking for
oh,
the next, you're
let,
looking for the next fix.
let me see how I could beat that high and get that high again. So that high, money can't buy. That high is undescribable.
Got you. So now, obviously, you have multiple streams of income, but has SMP been the gateway for you to have those other opportunities?
The SMP it was the gateway, but also it has to be a complete package, where you have the personality and the energy that propels you.
Got you. And I'm just bringing that up just to ask, because some people, some artists that are inspiring to enter the industry, you can in fact do well enough in the industry where that can be the gateway to fund, other businesses, because clearly that's what you've done.
Correct.
Got you. So now, coming back again with SMP related, you got the FYT, you link up with them, you're now officially like sponsored by them. What are the other tools that you use? What are your go-to tools?
Yeah. So right now I use the FYT pink needle. I use the ghost pigment, and I use a Cheyenne. Um, there's a bunch of nice wireless machines out there. I tried them all. I like them, but I guess I use the old school Cheyenne Spirit with the wire and stuff.
Yeah.
I just uh,
Is it the,
that
you use the like the L-shaped one?
the
That
L.
one or the,
I use
really
the L. I use the L. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
interesting? Okay.
And I there's a bunch of great machines, but that's what I use personally. That doesn't mean it's gonna work for anybody else. Everybody has their own flavor. People always ask me, what would you recommend? And I'm like, this is what I recommend for me, for my depth. It might be different upon what you use,
Everyone else.
but
And
those are my go-tos.
got you. And then you said for pigment, ghost pigment. What made you want to go with that? Like, all right, you explained why, the pen that you use, the machine that you use. We already know why FYT your involvement. What about with the pigment ghost? Why
Yeah,
that? I'm sure you tried them
because of
all.
because of the retention. The retention, and the way when it heals and it fades, it lasts a lot longer, and it's smooth, and it blends in naturally to your hair tone. That's why. I don't have to use it as much as other pigments, and I like the results, especially on light skinned people. It looks amazing.
Got you. What would you say is one of your biggest challenges that you're facing right now as your role as an artist, as an innovator in this industry?
Yeah, the biggest challenge I have is I wish I could duplicate more of me. I need more of me to help me out
You
for
need
the
five more
opportunity.
people going at 120 miles per hour so you can take over the world.
Y- You know, I just need more I'm hiring artists. If you know anybody or if anybody's listening, I'm hiring SMP artists. And if you're willing to relocate, make some money, let me know. I'm opening a couple new spots.
Got you. So like for anyone who is interested, any of the listeners or the viewers who's going to be watching this on YouTube, let them know where they can send where they can reach you for that.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're opening a bigger location in Chicago. So we're gonna be in the metropolitan area in Chicago. It's a big facility. That's one location. I'm gonna need more artists. And in California, we're opening up another location also in the Orange County location, in the Orange County area. Right now I'm in Los Angeles, LA, Hollywood. So we need something a little further. So if you have any questions or if you have any resumes or anything, send it to my Instagram at picassojeff.com. You can reach me there. Picasso Jeff, DM me.
Got you. And what would be the minimum requirements you would be looking for a candidate?
Yeah, two at least 2 to 3 years experience, at least.
So 2 to 3 years experience. And I bring, this is interesting. So 2 to 3 years experience, but would you ask them like how many scalps, how many SMP procedures have they performed? Because some artists are not slow. I don't want to say slow. They're not getting as much business as they would like. So
Yeah.
you look
Well,
at that. Would you take that into
what I
consideration?
when I look at hiring somebody, I have them do a client in front of me, setting up, do the whole thing, and then from there I know exactly what you're good at and what you're not good at, and then from there I work on how to take you to the next level.
Got you. So you're gonna make them perform a procedure in front of you, so you can dictate whether they got it or they don't.
Well, a procedure, a hairline, a consultation, how look, it's much more than just being a great artist. You have to have the whole package. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to dress accordingly and be real respectful and know your pricing, know your formulas, know your needle, their depth, your machine. You have to know it's a lot. You just don't get hired like that. If anybody just hires you like that, then A, they don't know what to look for, or B, um, you know what you're doing.
Got you. Now, let me ask you, what, in your opinion, what is one of the most important personality traits or strength that someone would need to work in our industry and be successful?
You have to be relentless.
Relentless.
Relentless, and your personality has to be. You got to be thick-skinned, and like don't let people talk shit. Don't let that bring you down and show people that you're mad, or show people that they ruffled your feathers, so to say.
Got you.
But
So
you know what? This advice I'm giving you, that's just a common sense in life lesson, in any career you're doing. If you're not thick skinned and if you don't have a strong intuition, of your future, then you're not really going to make it at all. It's all in how much you believe in yourself, you know?
yeah, absolutely. And if you had one piece of advice that you could give someone starting out in the SMP industry, what would that be?
Perfect. That's a great question. I would say www.leadersSMP.com to get trained. That's what I would say.
That's
You
awesome.
know, there's my inbox, my DMs are always filled with um with questions about SMP, like, hey, what needle do you use, blah blah blah, hey, and I'll answer one question, two questions, but when you're asking me like 100 questions, I'm like, dude, just
training.
take just get a master program or something, and then you'll learn it hands on even better. So that's the advice I would give, because um, if you see people that are associated with leaders, they're all great artists and they do great SMP work, and it's no it's not a coincidence that they're all successful, you know.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a good one. All right, so there you go, guys. Hit him up on leaders. You got some questions. He got the recipe for you guys. So now, give the listeners, the viewers, one tip or trick that you wish you knew when you first started SMP. That it was like when you figured it out, it was your aha moment.
You know what? My aha moment was that tip that I have a bunch of them, but the first aha moment was when I was talking to Joe Taylor long time ago, and he was talking to me about needles. And then once he told me about the needles, I'm like, okay, this is a long time ago. And then from there, I started
The one
started like, you
RLs.
know, like yeah, because we used to do one RLs. Yeah, but when it was the one RLs and we are talking about it, and he was showing me them, he's showing me so much insight on it, and then I'm like, man, this is just one RLs, and then from there it came to three RLs and everything else. But I think that was my aha moment, and my second aha moment was when I bought my mom a car and I paid for it. I'm like, okay, I'm going somewhere. I got my mom a car. She always wanted a car. She was always struggling to get me a car growing up.
All right, so that was, that's when you knew you were on to something. I wanted to go back with the
Yeah.
needles because I remember when you trained me over 4 years ago, you were showing me.
What was I using? I don't remember.
It was a combination. So like at that time, I remember it was like the flavor of the month.
Of the month
was the 10. Because remember at the time they weren't really using like millimeters like they are now. Oh, it's an 18 millimeter, 20 millimeter.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's a 03 or 1003 RL. And it was the man, I forgot what's the name of the company that they got like the butter, like a honey, like a bee on them. So you were using that and a 1RL. And I remember because that's what you used.
Did it fade?
You use on me. Yeah.
Yeah.
You did my first session. Well, you did my first session, and then I couldn't get in contact with you because you were just busy going all over the world. But yeah, you did the 1RL on me for the first session, and then you went in with the 10, which now we know now is what, like a 20 millimeter.
Yeah. So people still use the 1RL, and with the 1RL, man, it's more painful on the client and they bleed more. So you're torturing your client with the 1RL, to tell you the truth.
Yeah, I just couldn't.
So I was really trying to torture you. That was my point. I was trying to really like.
Well, here's
here's
a news flash. You did. You did. My brother
Who finished it?
Juan.
Let me see. Did he do he did a great job.
So Juan did my second session, and then my third. Actually, no, he did the second and a third. He did a touch up, and then I had one of my students do my touch up. So what you see now, yeah, I didn't want it all straight and crazy. I wanted to make it look like natural. So
yeah, I also want to congratulate you, my brother. You got that salon guy. I was talking to him a long time ago, and I was trying to get him to get the SMP, and then I seen you did it on him, but he didn't tell you, right?
That he told me there was several artists that were hitting him up and were like, let me do your SMP, and I wasn't one of those guys. He hit me up. He was like, yo, I love your work, I love your style, you're a funny dude. What can you do for me? He had about 96 questions, bro, and I think that's where
of course.
By far the most in-depth questions I've ever been asked by anyone. So I think just having an answer for him, for each one, I was able to gain his confidence.
Yeah, and doing individuals like that prepares you when you're doing celebrities, and doing high class people, because usually talking to their agents, and you don't want to mess up their hairline, their agents, because you could ruin their career
Oh yeah, they'll
essentially.
destroy your career too, though.
Oh, of course, it's like a double whammy. So you'll go down with that with the clientele if you perform, not at 100.
Yeah, no, he loved it. He still to this day he hits me up like, yo, bro, you changed my life.
Yeah. Did he draw the hairline? Did he tell you how he wanted it, or how'd you did that?
Yeah, he wanted it now. He said he wanted a natural, slight little widow's peaks for some age appropriation. And I did my little hairline simulation with the fibers, and he was like, yo, if you can make it look like this, he was like, I'll be the happiest man. I'll promote it, and we'll be good to go.
Yeah.
And we actually teamed up. So we were doing we were offering our training together, because now he has it done.
Nice.
He believes, he believes
Wow.
he believes in it. Yeah. So we linked up to
That's
offer
good, bro.
training.
Where's he at?
He's in Jersey.
Okay, so that's close to you.
Yeah. It's probably like about an hour and a half away.
Cool. Congratulations on that. And congratulations on the truck business, man. I'm still trying to get one of those trucks from you. Help me out. Help a brother out.
Whenever you ready, brother. Whenever you ready, just hit me up, bro. Absolutely. That's a conversation we can have offline. That's different. We'll have to charge guys to listen to that one. But Jeff, my brother, before we wrap things up, I want you to let everyone know where they can reach you. Websites, Instagram, hashtags, everything.
Yeah, if you want to reach me, shoot me a DM. If you have any ideas, collaborations, or anything, you can reach me at Picasso Jeff or www.picassojeff.com. Training, www.leadersSMP.com. And we could shoot me a message and we could talk. I'm so easy to get a hold of, and I always respond to my texts. Calls sometimes I can't. If David's calling me, I probably won't pick up. But other than that, I'm real easy to get access to. Thank you guys, and God bless you, Dave. You're doing an awesome job with your podcast. I hope you much success, brother.
Thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. Thank you for hopping on. And before we go, let's give them some dates, man, for the next SMP Expo.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't even talk about that. The next SMP Expo 2 is going to be in Tulum in Mexico, an all-inclusive resort. It's going to be April 28, 29, 30. So don't miss out. We're going to announce the host. We're going to have a co-host. We're going to have two hosts. We're going to have David and somebody else.
I'm the host again? Oh, all right. I'll take it, bro.
Yeah. So, we'll keep you posted before the end of the month on the new lineup we're going to have for the 2022 season. But thank you guys. I appreciate it. Dave's an awesome dude. And thank you for having me on the show.
Thank you, my brother. All right, guys and girls, that concludes this episode of the Scalp Solutions podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Also, do not forget to tune in on YouTube if you want to see the actual visual. All right, guys, until the next time. Peace.
Hi, I'm Damien. I run Team Micro. We're the world's leading design and marketing agency for the SMP and permanent makeup industries. We set up in 2009 as a one-person operation. We now have a team of 17 people. Within this team, we have the leading marketing experts for our industry, covering all aspects of digital marketing. And we only specialize in permanent makeup and SMP, so we really know the industry inside out. When we take on a new project, we understand exactly what makes your customers tick. So we're able to build products that exactly match your requirements and theirs. We don't want to just build a site, we want to build a website that performs, that converts visitors into inquiries as readily as humanly possible. You're not just getting a website, you're getting a marketing machine that does everything that you need it to do to maximize the number of customers coming through your business.
The reason why I joined Team Micro was because of how diverse the client base was. The team's skill set is so wide-ranging, so it's a great opportunity to learn from them, and it's been an amazing opportunity so far.
What I enjoy when working at Team Micro is you come in and the environment is just like perfect. Everyone's got a smile on their face, it's always positive. You never walk in, no one's in a bad mood or anything like that. For some reason you walk in and it's just, you immediately feel better coming into work.
The opportunities I found at being at Team Micro, being here 6 months now. Started off in sales, speaking to just American clients. Just started a new project this week that I've been given. It's completely mine, and it's dealing with a lot of customers. When I say a lot, I mean everyone around the world that's involved with scalp micropigmentation. So it's liaising with everyone within the company, everyone around the world. So it's a great opportunity, and I'm grateful that I've been given it within the short time period that I've been here.
What I love about working at Team Micro is the freedom of the company. It's a really relaxed company. Damien's full of ideas, so it's constantly expanding as well. We'll come in every week and with this new venture in the pipeline. So yeah, it's just the expansion of the business. It's fresh.
I enjoy working at Team Micro because of the team that I work with. I work with a lot of talented people. On top of that, they're also very nice people as well. So it's nice to come into work and feel kind of relaxed and that you can chat with people as well as kind of get work done and make decent progress on the project.
The connection between both of the rooms, like the web design team and the sales team and everybody, because you're all talking all the time and it's really friendly with everyone, you start to obviously develop more skills like the more you talk to people. If I was talking to someone in the web design team, they'll just be like, oh, why don't you incorporate this as an idea? And you start to learn more and more things from different areas of the company. So your skill set is just consistently developing into like what can help the business grow.
The reason I chose to join Team Micro was because I liked the way the company ethos looked. When I came for the interview, I liked the sort of vibe that was in the office. I really got along well with Damien and with Dale. And to be fair, just conversations that I was having with everyone were just really nice. I wasn't nervous, I just was put to ease as soon as I walked in the door. I really kind of enjoyed my time here. I don't think I'd kind of asked for anything else. It's like a home, second home. I'm looking forward to what my future holds here.
In the next 3 to 5 years, I'll probably see the business growing even more. In the space of probably the past 6 months, it's gone from just 4 of us to 14 of us now. So yeah, I think it'll continue to grow. Where the limit is that, I have no idea. That's the interesting part, I guess.